Hey everyone, my name's Andy. I run the MN Wong YouTube channel. I'm going to show you today how I do my in-net cam setup. There's a couple other ways I've seen done it that I like a lot. I'm a little too lazy to do it right now, or else I kind of think this way might be a little bit better than the other. One is by Astrada. He's on Reddit. Check out the r/hockey goalie subreddit to kind of see his setup. He's a good keep too. Basically, and then there's Tommy from the goalie crease net. He's got another way of doing it. It's really similar to this one, but this is the one I do. Basically, how I have it set up is I use a vented helmet strap, and I have this mount here. Tommy uses a couple of other extensions that I actually use on my suction cup mount. It kind of gets it a little further out if you can make it work with how you have a setup, with how your net's set up. That's fine, but this is what I do. I use this kind of hooked over mount. I'm not sure if you can see that too clearly on the black mouse pad in the background, but it's got a hook right there, and it works really well with hanging your GoPro actually upside down on top of it. So you put that in, slide that over. Make sure you power your GoPro on before you do this. If you've done my other mod here by melting that plastic around there, tighten it down. And then I put it in net. So basically I'm going to show you how it would be mounted here. I would place it like this because it's kind of centered in close to the mount instead of being kind of hanging out. That might make it sag. When it's really close in like that, like it's like this, almost pressed against it, it's a little easier to manage as far as its weight goes, especially with the GoPro Hero 2, which is a little bit heavier, or the first gen ones. The newer one's a little bit lighter. You can probably get away with having it extended out a little bit further. But this is how I have done it for a long time with this one. I haven't actually done it with the new one yet, so we'll see how that goes someday. But anyway, tighten it down like that. I put it around the center pipe about halfway up. I mean, I'm really not picky about it. About halfway up is going to do it like that. And then I end up taking this strap and running it through netting back out on itself. I usually have to flip this up. And I have to run it through the netting, back on itself, and I bring it back through there. So like this is going to be netting where my pinky is, and I tighten it up as much as I can, latch that shut. Do the same thing on the other side, and that's going around that center post there. Now I was saying in my previous video about keeping your GoPro safe, I only do this on a padded center post. I don't like doing this on a non-padded center post because a puck impact is not going to have any cushioning, and you're going to bust these vented straps pretty easily. They go for 14 or 15 bucks, maybe more now, a pop. So it sucks to break them. It's not the end of the world, but I mean, it can happen. So you're eventually one of these is going to go. That's just the cost of messing around with technology when you're playing in nets. So wrapping them around both sides, cinch them up, get them nice and snug, and start recording. Hopefully that turns out pretty good. There's some different recording settings you can mess around with on your GoPros. I think the 3 and the 3 Plus have that super wide view. Maybe it's just the 3 Plus that has the super wide view. So you might be able to go 1080p super wide. I know with the GoPro Hero 2, I've actually had better luck with it going in a more boxed instead of widescreen viewing pane. I don't know why, but they said that the 720 reaches the same degree of viewing angle. It does seem like the 920 or whatever the non widescrreen is gets all of the net when you place it relatively center in that net. Now if you're using an old school net that kind of where the crossbar kind of goes in further instead of up, and then the top halos or whatever you want to call them, this top rounding, you'll get it way too close. So if you're using a really old school net that goes almost like slants inward a lot, you're not going to get a great video. But with most traditional nets in decent rinks these days that has a rear center bar that goes straight up and almost straight up and down, or just angles a little bit before it meets the top rear crossbar stuff, you should be good to go. So that's how I do it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want any other videos, let me know. But hopefully that helps for anyone that's thinking about doing this. Like I said, I'm not going to guarantee that this is going to be safe because you're taking pucks. So this one's been pretty beat up over the years, but it still ticks. So do that mod that I said to do. I highly recommend that. Or buy one of those cages. Those cages are pretty, they're kind of expensive, but they're cheaper than a GoPro. So maybe it's something to think about. But yeah, Good luck out there, and hopefully that helps. All right, bye.